After what feels like an eternity of delays, Assassin's Creed Shadows has finally landed, and let me tell you, it's been worth the wait. Ubisoft Quebec has brought their A-game to this one. The action, the stealth, and the sprawling open world are all here, but they've leveled up on something even more exciting: character depth, world building, and the smoothest RPG mechanics we've seen since Assassin's Creed Origins. Hi, my name is David Joshua, and today we are going to crack open the Assassin's Creed Shadows. The setting. We're diving into the heart of feudal-era Japan, an era full of mystery, betrayal, and war. But here's the twist. You're not playing as just one character. You're playing as two, introducing Yos, an African samurai, and Na, a female shinobi, both of whom are trying to navigate this chaotic time while trying to take down a group of warlords pulling strings behind the scenes. You'll be rubbing shoulders with real historical figures like Oda Nobunaga and Kuroda Kanbi, all while uncovering the secret history of Japan during the 1500s. The world. Now, if you've been worried that Ubisoft might have gone too big with the world like in Valhalla, you can breathe easy. Shadows takes the best parts of the open world while keeping it manageable. The world is huge, but it doesn't overwhelm you. I spent a lot of time in Harima Province, one of the early zones. Here, the questline involves an insidious plot to undermine the region's power structure. And let me tell you, it's one of the best storylines in recent memory. One of the coolest things about this game is how the open world isn't just a backdrop, it's part of the story. The devs made sure that the world feels alive, with seasons changing and altering the terrain, giving you new challenges and beauty to explore as you go. Plus, the shift away from hunting is refreshing. Instead of tracking animals, you're drawing rare wildlife to study. It sounds strange at first, but it's a calming and surprisingly enjoyable activity. Character dynamics and story. The real heart of Shadows is the relationship between the two protagonists. Yos, the wise samurai, and Nei, the quick and resourceful shinobi, have one of the most compelling dynamics we've seen in an Assassin's Creed game. They're both outcasts, and together, they try to take on a war-torn country. Their contrasting personalities create moments of tension and growth, making the narrative feel fresh and human. You get to switch between them on the fly, which is a huge plus, especially since they play so differently. Yos, being a heavy hitter, struggles with stealth due to his large frame, while Na is a nimble assassin, capable of grappling, dodging, and sneaking through tight spaces. Both characters feel unique, and each offers a fresh take on the classic Assassin's Creed gameplay loop. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you can play in canon mode where the story is fixed and doesn't allow for branching choices. This was added because the developers noticed how much fans debated which choices were canon in past Assassin's Creed games. So whether you want full control over the narrative or a fixed, more definitive experience, Shadows has you covered.
I have some words for you, Kambe.
Combat and stealth. Let's talk combat, because this is where Shadows shines. The combat system in Shadows is a perfect mix of old-school Assassin's Creed and Ghost of Tsushima. It requires more skill now, with a real emphasis on dodging, parrying, and taking advantage of openings to deliver devastating blows. You'll be slicing through enemies like never before, but it's not all about raw power. Timing and strategy play a huge role in winning battles, especially against heavily armored foes. But it's not just about swinging swords. Shadows ups the ante with stealth mechanics. The game incorporates elements from Splinter Cell, so you've got a visibility meter now, which tells you how exposed you are. This makes stealth way more intense and satisfying. Plus, you can use the environment to your advantage, like snuffing out lights to stay hidden. And here's the best part. Both Yos and Na have their own stealth strengths and weaknesses. Yos is a beast in combat, but stealth isn't his strong suit, while Na's all about finesse, sneaking, dodging, and taking out targets quietly. There's also the ability to go prone, which adds a whole new layer to stealth, and trust me, when you're crawling through grass, hiding from a guard, it feels like a real assassin moment. Village building. Now here's where Ubisoft pulls a curveball, in a good way. The village building mechanic is straight up addictive. Instead of just managing a hideout, Shadows lets you build your own custom village, which feels like a mix of Animal Crossing and Assassin's Creed. You can design your village, add houses, and even put down some Shinto shrines. It's a cozy, calming side activity that brings a little light to the otherwise dark world. This little village becomes your hub, and it's surprisingly fulfilling to make it your own. You'll recruit allies, open up shops, and even unlock side missions that encourage you to return to previous zones. It's a fantastic way to keep you invested in the world, even when you're not out there assassinating people. Final thought. So, where does this leave us? Assassin's Creed. Shadows is a huge step forward for the series. Ubisoft has taken everything that made the RPG elements of Valhalla great, and they've improved upon them. The combat, stealth, and world building are all top-notch, and the dynamic between the two protagonists is a breath of fresh air. For me personally, this feels like a game-changing entry for Ubisoft. They've found a way to merge action, story, and exploration into a cohesive experience that doesn't lose sight of the core Assassin's Creed identity. It feels like the perfect mix of narrative-driven gameplay and RPG elements, and it's a standout in a franchise that's been going strong for over a decade. Will Shadows be the game that finally nails the balance between RPG mechanics and the assassin fantasy? From what I've played, it's shaping up to be just that. And with the full release coming soon, I can't wait to dive back in and see how the story unfolds. So, if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, Japanese history, or just great open-world RPGs, this is one you won't want to miss. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up to this video and subscribe to Games Maniac for more.